welcome. In this video, I'm going to be performing a distraction exercise with Mylo. And here on this video, I'm going to be opening up the door behind me with the focus of, again, having Mylo completely turned opposite. Okay, so I call this the turnaround technique, where in terms of really gaining insight into how much a dog is invested, how much they're trying to express control. This is the kind of starting point, recommended kind of starting point when it comes to, say, beginning to walk your dog outside on the street. So here in this type of setting, I'm going to be lifting the door up behind me to kind of open that window up in terms of having Mylo attempt to, say, turn around and invest. And this way here, it gives me a better picture because, as he tries to swivel his head or turn around, okay, it really kind of provides a better picture as to, how he's connecting that way. And so I call it kind of fading out, okay, because again, being turned around this way, he's got to try to turn. At the same time, as he's trying to turn, I'm going to be, I'm going to be interrupting that state. I'm going to be nudging, okay, by way of the leash, by way of the choke chain, but again, doing it in a proactive way so that he's more agreeable. And this is the whole thing. I talk about being dialed in, being invested the right way in terms of understanding how much control the dog is holding. So therefore, it's always more effective, okay, when you're being proactive. Okay, you're already kind of knowing how he's going to, invest. Just like, again, I talk about the parenting example. When you have dealing with a situation with an already selfish child, you already know kind of, what's coming next. Okay, so this type of issue in terms of relationship, it's the same type of thing. It's being proactive in what you're doing. So here in a moment, I'm going to be lifting up the door. And again, I understand this is kind of like an entry point, a starting point. So if you're dealing with a situation with your dog and you want him to kind of, establish a better walk, and here in this situation, I'm just kind of moving Mylo around here to face this way, but you're trying to establish a better walk, this is kind of the recommended way to kind of establish a foundation, okay? Because here, this is a controlled environment. I'm able to really work the method. This kind of turnaround technique gives you a better picture as to how much the dog is trying to invest, trying to turn their body. And so I talk about fading in, okay, as I'm nudging, as Mylo is agreeable, okay, to influence, okay, that's the fading in part. You see this kind of inwardness happening, okay. So again, even as I lift the door up, okay, it starts at that moment, that sound. Oftentimes, again, there will be sounds that will cause a reaction from a dog. It's important to, even through loud noises and sounds, to interrupt that, okay, to, again, to nudge the dog, to help the dog to release that state of mind. Okay, so here I'm going to open the door up. I'm going to be facing this way now. Whatever's happening behind me, that's not my focus. Understand that you want to stay focused on what you're doing. Okay, as soon as I turn around to see whatever is happening, okay, your dog's going to sense that, and everything's going to start to unravel. Okay, so whenever you're dealing with a distraction or another dog, it's important to maintain your focus on your moments, okay, what you're doing to establish a better relationship. I'm not concerned about whatever's happening wherever. I might peripherally kind of see it so I know if I have to move, create some distance, but in terms of me caring about what he's interested in, I don't care that way because I know that everything is going to be a problem, okay? Movement, other dogs, other people. This is about me, the messaging I'm sending to this method saying, hey, don't worry about it. I own it. We might get to meet, Pete the squirrel, or whatever it is. But it's going to be happening through these interactions, okay, as a follower. So again, it's all about how you're communicating through the leash, the message that you're sending in a consistent way. And again, this is a starting point. So I'm going to lift the door up. I'm going to start into the exercise. I'm just doing this for a few minutes. To what I want to focus on here is Mylo just starting to relax, to release stress, to get the message that, hey, I'm in control. You don't have to be concerned with whatever's going on behind you, okay? So again, I lift the door up here, Start into it, get forward up, I'm immediately starting to nudge a little bit. I'm going to turn around. I turn around and I'm walking right into him on the left side. And so here my focus again is on, I'm watching and paying attention to how, how his eyes are moving, his head's turning. I just want him to relax here, so I'm just subtly be nudging him a little bit. And I don't care about what's going on back there. Okay, so, same thing. If someone comes out with a dog or a car goes by, not a big deal. I'm going to be doing the same thing in terms of just interrupting his state. So see how his eyes want to shift that way a little bit? Because that's the thing. When a dog is holding a certain level of control, they're kind of preparing themselves. They want to be at an advantage, okay, in terms of being able to quickly turn. And some dogs really want to turn fast because they sense what you're doing. They get a little more desperate about it because it's a big deal, right? They want to be able to anticipate. They want to know what's going on, okay? It's about control because this is a type of power play, okay? But the type of power play where I'm not trying to engage in high conflict, okay? So being proactive with what I'm doing really reduces the level of conflict because Mylo's going to be more agreeable, okay, if I'm dialed in properly, okay? If I'm, if I'm sending a consistent, proactive message, they're saying to him, hey, don't bother, be looking up behind, you're thinking about it, relax. See right here, so I'm not waiting, I'm not reactive. Reactive means I'm waiting until he's already starting to turn, and then I'm trying to engage, and that creates higher conflict, okay, because you're in a reactive stance. Here, I already know that, we have a kind of a problem a little bit, and I need to focus on, advocating, getting him to be a follower, so I'm dialed in the right way. It's about depth of relationship. So same thing here, I'm just tapping a little bit, just nudging, just as a little bit of a reminder. Now here's the thing, if I move forward in this exercise, you have to shuffle and we'll kind of say run out of room, then you will turn to create a little bit more room again, but you want to turn in such a way that, again, you're using your body to kind of intercept the dog's state of mind. Because when you turn, what'll happen, some dogs will really want to kind of lunge and really want to use that as an opportunity to take advantage of whatever gaps are there. So here, when you're turning with your body, and so for example, Mylo's on my left side, so I'll be turning to my left, and I'm going to turn in very sharp, depending on how much I sense that he's trying to take advantage of that turn. If he's not trying to take advantage of that turn, I don't have to cut in so much, but this is where I'll use my leg a little bit to move into him. So I'm going to demonstrate that here now. So it's the same thing. I'm not running out of room, but I'm just going to demonstrate. So here, I move with him, turn to my left side. And here, let's see right here, this is where I cut in here, cut in with my leg, and I kind of make a little bit of contact, not to hurt him or anything like that. This is just so he's aware that I'm in control. So I'm kind of nudging a little bit with my leg. And so I'm right back, and so in that turn, I can create a little bit more room to allow me to shuffle forward again. Because sometimes if the dog is really overly invested, and here, Mylo's doing really great. I mean, he's not really trying to turn very much. I've already had him out on the street, so he's already starting to relax more and more and more. But if I, had to shuffle forward quite a bit, then I'm going to have to turn and make some more space. But again, understand when you're turning, you want to cut in. How tight your circle is going to be is really going to depend on how much the dog's trying to invest. So here, I'm going to turn again. I'm going to move again. Same thing. Move with them here. Turn in. Cut in here. Vehicle going by. Back to the sit. Little push-pull. And then, again, advocate. So again, when you do this type of exercise, I want to just do it for a few minutes. I always want to try to end on a good note. In terms of, a better moment when, you've done it for, say, a couple minutes and, dog's pretty agreeable within a certain moment, and then kind of sensing, okay, this is probably a good stopping point. I'll do a little more tomorrow, or maybe go out onto the street, okay? But again, this is a good way to kind of establish a foundation for the walk, because then, distractions are behind me, I'm turned opposite, and your dog's got to try to swivel. And it gives you a really better idea how invested the dog is. And this is like a fade in, fade out, fade in type of exercise, okay? So Mylo's doing absolutely fantastic. We've already been out in the street. And we're going to have, again, Paulie's going to be part of the, you know, the mechs here with socialization here very soon. But again, Mylo's come along very well. Thanks for watching.